Hi everyone, and welcome to this new video. As you saw in the introduction, this month's video will be reproducing one of the costumes from the 1974 BBC TV series The Pallisers. This is an amazing series for costumes. If you haven't seen it, it is available on YouTube, and I'll link the description to this episode that this dress comes from in the link below. The story covers the period from the early 1860s to the late 1880s, and the costumes were designed by the designer Raymond Hughes. He's a very underrated designer, but I think his work is amazing. The way he puts fabrics together is truly an art. Besides designing costumes for the Pallisers, he designed for the TV series The Far Pavilions, The Prince Regent and Jack the Ripper, and also the movie Return to Oz. I would like to thank my patrons for their continued support, and also everyone who has left a super thanks. These contributions mean so much to me and really help this channel carry on, as projects like this one, which are so involved, would not be possible without that support. So let's get on to making this dress, and I'll see you at the end with the finished costume. So for the bodice and the apron and the hanging panels on the skirt, I'm using this striped, it's a satin striped fabric. For the base of the skirt, I'm using this shot gold silver lame. Then the overlayer of the skirt is this gold striped organza, and then the bustle and the train at the back is made of this cream satin. So there will be lots more things going on, but we'll get to those as we come to them. I start by cutting out the cotton backing for the skirt, then the lame, and then the striped organza. I sew the striped organza skirt panels together. I then sew the lame panels together. Once the skirt is all sewn, I then attach it to its waistband. So I've draped the apron front out of calico, and now I'm just going to transfer over all the markings, the pleats, etc., and cut it out in the striped fabric. The apron drape is cut on the cross grain of the fabric to give it some interest in the play of stripes. I sew on the lace flounce and line the apron in silk. Here you can see me putting in the pleats for the apron to give it the actual draping. I then move on to cutting out the hanging panels. Again, the lace frill is sewn on and the panel lined in silk. Then the lace trim is applied to the top layer. I've sewn the pleated frill onto the piece of fabric that is the train. So next I'm going to sew the lining in and then put in the pleats and the tapes that then form the bustle. Next, I move on to cutting out the bodice in the cotton backing fabric and the striped top fabric. Once the bodice panels are sewn together, I apply the gold mesh decoration around the neck and around the bottom. I then cut and sew up the sleeves. I sew on the pleated organza frill and then the sequined lace. I then hand sew on the small pleated frill at the top. Next I hand sew on the lace frill. The neck trim is made up of ruche strips of very fine tulle. These are then hand sewn on with the beaded lace trim. And here's the finished dress. She has turned out amazingly. When I was making this, I'd forgotten how much I actually enjoy making this period of costume. It's really interesting, and the cut of the bodice is so beautiful. Making this dress has actually used 8 different fabrics and 5 different types of laces. So in a TV series of this scale, where it's 26 episodes and it goes from early 1860s to late 1880s, you can just imagine how much work was involved in these costumes and the amount of fabrics and trims that were used. It is truly amazing. And if you do ever get to watch this series, please do. I'd like to thank you all again for watching this video, and I'll see you all again very soon with the new project.